She can get that taken care of. I want to welcome everybody to the AI and SAP Business One session of The Power of One. And my name is Shelly Bitter with iBusiness Network, and I'm going to facilitate as well as be a panelist, because the third panelist didn't work out the way I'd hoped, but I think I can fill in pretty well because I'm using AI in similar ways as the panelists I was trying to arrange for us. So before we really get into things and before we do introductions, I want to do a quick, and the purpose of the poll is just to get an idea of what people are actually doing currently. Suspect that a number of people that are here for the session maybe aren't using it a ton and want to learn more about it. So I just think that will help inform us a little bit better in the conversation that we're going to have. And okay, so we are, just so you know, we are live and people are listening to us. So, and we are collecting some poll results on what people are currently doing with AI. And I just wanted to say that this is a very short session for 3 people to talk about AI. So I'm going to try and move through some things very quickly and give everybody a chance to answer some questions and see when we run out of time. So real quick, again, I'm Shelly Bitter with iBusiness Network. I'm one of the founding members, and I've been working with SAP Business One since 2004. I've worn just about every hat there is. I work a lot with automations and integrations, and that's for me where AI comes into play for my clients. So let's go. Moshe, want to introduce yourself real quick?
Real quickly. So I'm Moshe. I'm originally from Israel, and I've been working with SAP, mostly the enterprise applications of SAP like ECC and R3. And then 5 years ago, I started working with SAP Business One, with implementations and integrations, mostly in the cloud. And yeah, so, and also 3 years ago, I started implementing AI, mostly for SAP Business One. And recently it's like this, and you're going to hear more in the coming minutes of what exactly we've been doing, Richard and myself. So,
Rosi.
Okay. Hey, my name is Rosi Coronado. I know many of you. So I changed my background to MyWave because we are kicking the waves. I'm with MyWave. So my background is I have been in the SAP Business One world for 20 plus years. So kind of gives my age away, right? So I have been around a long time. I used to be a user, then I started implementations. I did implementations for many, many years. And now I'm in the AI space also because, as we all know, AI is the future.
All right. So real quick, I'm gonna show our poll results. And, just kind of give everybody a chance to look at that result. I would love for the 31% of people who checked off other uses. I think looks like there's 6 of you. And if you maybe in the chat or in the Q&A can just tell me what your other uses of AI, I think we'd all love to learn about that. And then I'm going to move all the way into our first questions to get us started. And I'm going to let Moshe go first on this first question, which is, how are you currently leveraging AI to improve the user experience?
okay, so since we don't have too much time, I'll try to be as concise as possible. But we're basically what we're doing, we're leveraging a few layers. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So the main focus at ERPure for us is for users to spend less time navigating and more time acting. So we're focusing on practical productivity gains and better usability of the system. And we're using 4 layers to do that. The first one would be the orchestration layer. So we're building orchestration layers, which is the most important component that basically creates a plan or helps the LLM to create a plan toward achieving the user's goal. And then we're using advanced RAG retrieval augmented generation techniques that basically allow the agent to have full visibility over the customer's database. So we're working full context over not only the database, but also the back end of the system. So the agent is very much aware of how the API and backend and metadata and also the database schemas look like. Then comes in the A2A, which is also the agent-to-agent protocol. It's basically no more than a language layer that connects minds, allow one agent to communicate with another agent and toward a shared goal. And the one thing, I mean, these are atomic AI units that are designed to accomplish specific tasks. So we don't want this one monolithic agent that does it all. We want to create some, these atomic layers, and each agent needs access to real world tools. So this is where the last layer comes in, and it's the MCP, the MCP protocol. And then that allows to connect the agents to tools, allow them to trigger workflows, to send messages securely. And this is basically the bridge between AI reasoning and execution. So that's the model context protocol. If you can say just one last thing, so we also have like an admin console that allows for very quick onboarding for customers. So a customer today can easily connect his SAP Business One database or databases through a UI in a very intuitive way and just get started. We're using multi-channel. So basically you can, as a customer, work with MS Teams, you can use WhatsApp, you can use your custom website. So we're also like a multi-channel platform. So it really makes everything so accessible and easy.
Okay. Rosi, how are you currently leveraging AI to improve the user experience?
Well, I'm coming from the SAP world. I used to be a user. I implemented so I've been around. So when SAP entered the USA, I was one of the first ones gotten certified while I was on maternity leave. So anyway, we are integrated AI into SAP Business One. Ours is fully integrated. It's a web extension for you. So we want to make sure your every interaction is smarter and faster and more intuitive. So our approach is really on augmenting decision-making and automating repetitive tasks. This is where everybody hurts. There's always, I've talked to a lot of users, they do stuff they don't want to do all the time. They need little helpers. And I call our AI agents your little helpers. Those are the ones, they do the stuff you don't have time for. And they also make decisions. So you can focus on what really, really drives business growth. Our goal is really to make SAP Business One feel less like a software and more like a strategic partner that understands your business. It makes decisions for you.
All right. So I'm going to answer the question as well. And my answer is probably a little bit different in that I'm very much focused on an area I've been working in a long time, which is integrations and automations. So I'm working with other tool sets that you can automate different processes that connect with a lot of other systems. And I'm kind of continuing that opportunity to improve efficiency by automating processes. And I'm doing it where AI is being available as part of the process to help pull out data in a format that makes sense and can be processed, that it can be part of the decision-making process of what do I do with this information. And then it also has some different ways that it can do the human in the loop to allow users to interact with it with natural language. So my approach is really around something that a lot of people are already doing, which is the integration and automation. So I'm going to go to my next question, and I'm going to have Rosi answer this question first. And that question is, why do you think your company chose this approach to adding AI into SAP Business One? I think we lost your audio, Rosie.
I put myself on mute because I was coughing. It's because it's needed. I mean, SAP Business One is such a great system. I really absolutely love it. Have worked with it for a very long time. But now it needs a little bit of lift. It needs the AI lift. So our CEO saw this coming for years and said, hey, we need to implement AI into SAP Business One. As I said, we are integrated actually with SAP Business One. And we are really taking a people first step, step-by-step approach, because AI works best when it supports. Okay, the human is still involved. And I personally like that a lot because it's new to everybody. People get scared on AI. Oh my gosh, everything is AI, everything is AI. Oh, I'm scared they're going to watch me. So the human is still involved. It doesn't replace human expertise. It does not. Instead of making big disruptive changes, we are adding AI features that quickly boost productivity and improve decision-making. Our focus is really helping people use AI with confidence, not letting the technology take over. I always explain to users like you. So imagine you're doing stuff, and I actually went to customers on site, to a customer event, and they told me the same thing, because people are always afraid they're going to have layoffs. It's not. You are still in charge, but the stuff you don't have time for, an agent can do for you now. It can make decisions, it can automate stuff for you, it can think for you. I always tell them it's like you're hiring some people. Your agent's gonna be your little hirers, right? You can train in the way you want it. They will never call in sick. They will never be late to work. They are right there with you. See it that way. Those are your digital employees. And we still have the human involved. And so the fear some people have, and I get it, because technology moves so fast, it blows. It's just going left and right. You don't know what to believe, what's true. So we still have the human involved. You just have your digital employees. They're going to help you and doing the stuff you don't have time for, and you can concentrate on other tasks they have been falling behind.
All right. Well, I'm going to answer next before I give Moshe the mic, because I bet he's got a long answer. And so again, I was driven by things that I was already doing. What was that?
By me. She'll let me work together.
Yes. But I was, as somebody working a lot with automations and integrations, looking at how can I combine AI with what I'm already doing. The other thing is, although I've worked with SAP Business One for 20 years, I think I might actually have been working with it just a touch longer than Rosie, but also in the last several years worked with a lot of other ERP products and CRM products. And so part of my approach is driven by the fact that I don't just work on SAP Business One, and there are other products that I want to be able to do similar type of work for. So I've gone to the approach of using N8N, which allows me to build workflows for automation and integration. It allows me to bring AI into different steps of the process in a lot of different ways. I can, pick and choose the language models that we're going to use based on perhaps what somebody's already using, or allow that to be a decision that's made together as opposed to this is what you have to use. It just gives me a lot of flexibility, and that's what I'm kind of bringing to my clients, is the ability to make choice. The dangerous thing about that is a lot of people don't want to make choices because there's so much to learn in order to really make some of those decisions. So blessing and a curse a little bit. So that's how I've approached it, is by using some tools that I'll connect to SAP Business One, and I can certainly bring in or take out data from there, but I also want to be able to do it with a lot of different products. So I'll let you go, Moshe.
So can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to take it where you left it off, Shelly, mentioning N8N platform. We are not a platform. We are a solution. So it means that that was what was leading us when we decided to focus more on AI conversational AI and autonomous agents. And also now there's a third tier, which is the document processing. And we just want the customers to be able to take whatever we have and start using it without having to sit down and do any kind of development, even if it's something that I call a citizen developer and not like pro development. But probably we're going to speak about it in the third during your one where we're going to analyze your third question. But I think we opted for a pragmatic incremental strategy. We're enhancing user experience and insight while building toward more agentic functions when the foundations are stronger. And the reason why I'm saying the foundations are stronger is because I believe that many organizations right now, they're not ready for full autonomy in agents because of data readiness, because of integration complexity, because of workflow maturity, and because of trust issues that most people have. And so the foundation is not solid enough. And that's why we want to make sure that we balance between the level of autonomy and human oversight. And we want to mitigate those risks and allow organizations to start narrow and build more credibility as they go. We also know that SAP Business One is very mission critical. So if we have any incorrect data entries, it can cause severe operational or compliance impact. So I think that agentic AI solutions today, they still struggle with multi-step workflows and error compounding. So our data architecture within SAP Business One and the connected systems is still maturing in terms of governance, data quality, speed, real-time access, and et cetera, et cetera.
All right. So I think you kind of see there's a lot of different ways to approach it. And that's part of what makes all this confusing, and how, coming with different solutions, you can kind of go in the direction that makes sense for what you want to do. My third question is about, where do you think AI, specifically for SAP Business One, what do you think it's going to look like in 2 years or in 5 years? And I'm going to answer this one first. It's my turn. And I would say that there's the general view of where's AI going to be. And then there's the how is it going to look specifically with regard to SAP Business One. And that the question I think a lot of us are asking is, what is SAP doing to bring AI into Business One? And I have seen some presentations. They are working on it. I think in 2 years is when the user is really going to start benefiting from what SAP is doing, because one, it has to be released into whether it's through a hot fix or a major release. They have to release the functionality, and then I think it's going to take time for a lot of people to go through the process of upgrading in order to really take advantage of it. So I think it's a little bit slower road if you're just waiting for SAP to do it for you. That if you really want to start using AI, you need to look at some of these non-SAP solutions, and whether you look at it as a short-term approach and, hey, when SAP comes out with something, then we're going to use it, or just say, we're going to invest in something that's what we plan to stick with, at least for a period of time. I think the other thing that we're going to see just in general around AI over the next couple of years is a lot of refinement and a lot of advances in what it can do and how we can train it to do the things that we want. And then looking at kind of the 5-year horizon, I think it's probably going to take close to that long to really understand the cost of AI. Right now, I don't think we're really seeing true costing on AI. A lot of companies have made very large investments in order to bring it to the public, but haven't necessarily figured out how to make it profitable. And I think that as we look at data centers, security, and power consumption, we're definitely going to start seeing some change, I think, around pricing and how much it's going to cost to use AI. And let's go to Rosie. Nope, Moshe, next.
Well, just to take that last point of yours, Shelly, about the pricing, I think we're already starting to see how it's trending with the newest releases of models. You can look at GPT 5.1, you can look at Anthropic, Claude, and Haiku. You can look at Gemini. You can look at all those big providers, even OpenAI. So you can see that what we used to see a year ago is gradually changing for the better. We can see more context windows. We can see more. The price per output tokens and input tokens is dramatically lower than what we used to see a year ago. So it's definitely trending in a positive way. I would basically frame my response more towards the SAP Business One ecosystem. And I think that I would divide it into 4. I think the changes we'll see the changes. It will look like, I think it's most impactful for the partners themselves, because the partners will deliver solution blocks. The consultants on the other layer will guide adoption. Users will benefit from the natural language interfaces and automatic workflows. And of course, we also have the developers themselves that will need to orchestrate the underlying infrastructure and compliance. But I think that if I had to give like a few takeaways to the people who are watching us right now, I would be focusing on 3 main points. The first one would be how companies actually will handle failures. AI agents will most definitely make mistakes. They will misunderstand you. They will make wrong decisions. They will cause problems. And I think the companies that figure out how to catch these failures early, learn from them, and build better guardrails, they will succeed. The second one is where the limits of actually are, because all we need to do is to look around. Right now, everyone's finding the easy wins: customer service, data entry, scheduling. Look at ServiceNow, look at all these companies. But where do AI agents hit a wall? What tasks require human judgment in ways that can be automated? Finding those boundaries matters more than celebrating the successes, in my view. And the third, for the future, is how workers adapt, which to me is the most important one. This isn't about job loss. It's about job transformation. The most successful teams, in my opinion, will be the ones who figure out how to work with AI agents, not compete against them or resist them. But that requires a bit of a training, mindset shifts, and organizational changes that most companies haven't even started planning for. So that's how I see the future and my main concerns.
I think you have a lot of good points there. And I want to we're kind of running out of time. I think we've already run out of time, but I want Rosie to answer. And then while she's doing that, I'm also going to push out my kind of closing poll that I wanted to put out there.
Okay. Well, I agree with
Rosie?
you. I think the people, they're jumping on the wagon now. I mean, it's changing. It's changing how you run your business, and AI will be part of it. And I would see in 2 years, I'm going to see AI fully integrated in daily workflows, working quietly in the background. Again, you have this employee that's quiet in the corner and does predict trends, suggest actions, and automate routine tasks. So that's going to be an everyday thing in the next 2 years. I think who is not on AI is really, it's already losing. In 5 years, I would say AI is going to be your business advisor, the proactive business advisor, anticipating issues, recommending strategies, connecting real-time data, which it's doing it now already with different systems. Like our solution, of course, can plug in different systems already. So it really becomes a business advisor. And I really do believe that we're going to be talking to our computers and smartphones down the road, that there won't be any apps. You just talk to it what you want. So in short, I really do think SAP Business One will evolve from transitional ERP into a smart, predictive, and self-optimizing platform, your true digital business pilot. So it will really be like your little advisor. That's what I see, because it's going so fast.
It's I think we can all agree that it's going fast. I want to close things out with two things. One is I want to close out with the results of our poll. So everybody can kind of have an idea of how the other folks have responded. And then just as another closing, I know ERPure has a session that they're doing, right?
Richard, yeah, Richard is going to be heading that.
Yes, Richard's going to talk about it a little more. So if you're interested in exploring that, that's another session that's going on today. All three of us, we should, if it's not there already, I will make sure that our contact information is on the page for our session. So if there's anybody you want to follow up with and learn more, I think all of us are more than happy to, continue the conversation and help with solutions. I think we all have that same passion of bringing AI into the context of Business One, and keeping that going for a long time to come. So I did the quit. Okay. So I think I'm going to close it out. If anybody we're at noon. Noon. So I know other people have other sessions, and I'm going to stop talking, but it was really great to have a chance to discuss some of these things, and hopefully our audience learned a few things.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Have a good event.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.